Oh.
It's election day, which means it's time to head to the polls. You've researched your candidates, made your decisions, you have your photo ID, and made it to your polling place. Now it's just time to sign the poll book?
What's this?
It's a Badger book.
Badger book?
Yes, it's a Wisconsin electronic poll book.
Electronic.
Yes.
I don't know. You mean we're replacing the poll book now with tablets? What if somebody hacks it?
That's a valid concern, but I can assure you that's not possible.
I don't know. With the internet these days, you gotta admit, anything's possible.
Well, actually, the Badger books are not connected to the internet.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, what was the matter with the paper poll books? Those were working just fine as far as I could tell.
Well, this is just an electronic version of that paper poll book. The data on the Badger book is the same data found on the poll book, which is the only data necessary to check in voters. Badger books are helpful tools for voter check-in and registration following the official process. When you check in, you still need to state your name and address, show your photo ID, and sign to get your ballot, just like a paper poll book. The difference is that this process is faster on a Badger book. And if you happen to be in the wrong polling place, the election inspector will get the address of your correct polling location from the Badger book. If you need to register to vote on election day, it is also the same process as before. You still need to state your name and address, show your proof of residence, and sign your name at the end. When you complete registration, you can check in to vote at the same station. And if you bring your Wisconsin driver license or state ID, the poll worker can scan it and import the relevant information on it to Badger Book, which reduces errors from handwriting. After Election Day, Badger Book's efficiency allows your voter participation to appear sooner on myvote.wi.gov website.
But I'm terrible with technology.
You don't have to be good with technology to use a Badger book. It's not a self-check-in like you might see at the doctor's office. Same as a paper poll book, the only time you'll have to use it directly is when you sign it. The poll worker does the rest.
Well, that's great. But how do you keep the data on Badger Book secure?
The Badger book is not connected to the internet, so hackers have no way of obtaining the data. Your municipal clerk has to be granted full access to the system after extensive training and must use multi-factor authentication every time they log in.
Badger books have many functions, but there are still things in the polling place you won't be doing on them. For example, voting itself doesn't happen on a Badger book. You'd still do that as you usually do. Also, you won't have to join a line based on your name or ward when you get there. And you won't be able to get your sticker from a Badger book.
Just remember these three things. 1. Badger books are not connected to the internet and you must sign in order to receive your ballot. 2. Your personally identifiable information is not listed, just like in the paper poll book. The election inspector only sees your name, address, and voter registration number. 3. Please be patient and kind to the election inspectors, as this may be their first election using Badger books. They don't interact with the machines every day, so they may take their time to get everything right for you. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about Badger books and how you will interact with them at your polling place on Election Day. If you have additional questions about Badger books, please ask your municipal clerk.